Hey guys, did you miss me? I know I missed you. It's been a while, hasn't it? Well, I'm back. The world has been crazy since the last time you saw me on List 25, hasn't it? Pandemics, natural disasters, wars, and more pandemic that continues to rock our world. It seems like the whole planet has taken a beating. It's time for a little normal again, don't you think? As many of you may know, I said goodbye to List 25 back in April 2020. And what's that? You're wondering what I've been up to during all that time? Well, funny you should ask, because I'm Mike with List 25, and God, it feels good to say that again. And today's list just so happens to be 25 things I've been up to during my break from List 25. What a coincidence! Totally not planned. Trust me. You can trust me.
$25.
I lost weight. Look, we can get the most obvious one out of the way first. I have lost, as of this filming, 96 pounds. That's a 43.5 kilograms or 6.85 stone for all my non-American friends out there. Now, I often get asked what my methods are and were for getting healthier, and they're quite simple, really. I try to eat fewer than 1,600 calories per day. I do intermittent fasting, which means I only eat during a 6-hour window each day, and the time that works for me ended up being from 2 p.m. to 8 p.m. I had a huge problem, thoughtless snacking right before bed, and that is a big no-no for weight loss. I also try to hit at least 10,000 steps every day, and if I don't get those during the day at Enterprise, I would normally make up the difference by playing Beat Saber on my Oculus Quest 2, which, as it turns out, makes for an awesome workout. My ideal weight is around 165, 170 pounds, so I have about 15-ish left to go to meet my goal.
24.
I kept working at Enterprise. As I mentioned in number 25 there, I've also been working for Enterprise Rent-A-Car, and I've been there about 11 and a half years. 2021 also saw me get a promotion. And, you know, it's not my dream job, but I enjoy it, and it's been a good place while pursuing other things in life that I love. So, if you're ever at Gainesville Regional Airport and you see me working at Enterprise, come say hello.
23.
I bought a mixer. While I do not consider myself a foodie, and I am by no means a professional chef, I do enjoy cooking. I like to try new recipes and experiment with different ingredients in the kitchen. I wondered if I would enjoy baking as much as cooking, so I bought a mixer. Actually, this mixer, in fact.
Wow.
I also have a Disney cookbook, and it shows you how to make all of my favorite Disney treats, as well as this Star Wars Galaxy's Edge cookbook, which, if we're getting to be technical, is also kind of a Disney cookbook. It has dishes from around the galaxy, and my new mixer helps me try these recipes, as well as try to make my favorite treats in a more healthy way. I have also learned a very important lesson about baking. Overmixing is a thing. My first attempt at cupcakes came out a bit more bread-like than a cake. So, you know, who knew? Probably everyone but me. I left the mixer on while I went to do other things, so. Oops.
22.
We established OK Thank You. As many of you already know, I helped start a new channel called OK Thank You. At first, we did lists, but the channel kind of evolved into a mix of things. We still did some lists, but we just also started to do sketches and live streams and vlogs and all kinds of things. Over the past 2 years, we've steadily built that up. Although ever-changing schedules, personal responsibilities, and a world that just seems to be so chaotic at times has meant that it's been slow going as of recently. So if you are a fan of OK Thank You, let me say this. Thank you for watching, and please just bear with us. We'll eventually release more content, I promise.
21.
I binged shows. Anyone who knows me understands that I am a positive, glass half full kind of guy, although I actually have an issue with that. Real quick, if you'll just humor me. If it's half full, that means your server didn't do a good job and they only filled it halfway, and if it's half empty, that means you enjoyed some of it, so I think they should be switched, but I digress. As it's been for so many people, the pandemic has proven to be an excellent way to catch up on all the shows I didn't have time for and discover new ones and movies that I missed in the vast sea of content. I caught up on Doctor Who last week tonight, Black Sails, The Bad Batch, and watched what seemed like every Disney animated feature film ever made. But it wasn't only movies I consumed. There were shows too. I binged Guardians of the Galaxy animated series, Chip 'n Dale Rescue Rangers, Tailspin, Tangled the animated series, both Avatars, The Last Airbender, and The Legend of Korra. No, not all my show binges were of the animated variety though. I got lost in all the new Marvel shows and Mandalorian and, well, just so many more.
20.
I listened to a ton of podcasts. Speaking of binging, I spent a lot of time on the road driving to Tampa, and I'll get to that later. That, along with my duties at Enterprise, allowed me to listen to a lot of podcasts. And I mean like a ton of podcasts. My favorites have been Retro WDW, The Flying Bison, Braving the Elements, Locked On Bucks, another Zelda podcast, Rebel Force Radio, The Friendship Onion, Potterless, the Godzilla podcast, Tangled Talk, The Tardy TARDIS, the Soundtrack Show, Talkin' Tunes, and just to name a few. Yes, they all seem a bit nerdy. Yes, I am in fact a bit nerdy. And yes, I am fine with that.
19.
I've been part of a weekly Star Wars RPG campaign with some friends. You guys know about D&D, right? Well, if not, let me know in the comments and through my social media, and I'll try to explain it. The point is, this is essentially the Star Wars version of that classic RPG system. It uses a different dice system, though, which I actually prefer over the D&D D20 system. In this campaign, I'm playing a pilot who flies a YT-2400 ship called the Ebb and Pearl. And yes, that's absolutely a Pirates of the Caribbean reference. I told you I was a bit nerdy, and I wasn't kidding.
18.
I am trying to start playing Avatar Legends RPG. Speaking of tabletop RPGs, Magpie Games recently released Avatar Legends. Avatar: The Last Airbender, along with Legend of Korra, is one of my favorite shows. And being able to create and play as a character in that universe is really kind of amazing. My first character in this world is actually named Name. He's an airbender from the Northern Air Temple who is mistakenly thought to be the Avatar. It didn't help that Aang went missing, meaning that there was no one to tell him that he wasn't. Anyway, I've been trying to get a group of friends to start a campaign, but just like with OKTY, trying to round up 6 adults who each have very different real-life schedules can be tough, to say the least. It's gonna happen, though. Oh yes, it must happen.
17.
I practiced archery. Back in 2012, well, at least I think it was 2012, I can't be sure. It's all wibbly-wobbly, timey-wimey stuff. Anyway, I purchased a bow. I've always been fascinated with archery, and you know what? I wanted to learn the craft. It's dangerous and deadly, but also elegant and beautiful. There's an artistry to archery that I just don't find in many other sports. I've practiced over the last decade and become pretty good at it. Apparently my mom also used to be pretty good at archery too. Luckily for me, I have a lot of room in my backyard, and I've been setting up my target and working to improve my skills. Lately, it's been a bit busy though, and I haven't really been able to practice as much as I would like, but hopefully I'll have an opportunity to start again soon. So, looks like I need to change the string on that one. Oh well.
16.
I caught up on as many Godzilla movies as I could find. I am such a sucker for the big, radiation-breathing, city-crushing giant lizard. Godzilla is the largest grossing monster franchise in history because Godzilla is one of the coolest characters to ever hit the big screen. The best part about these movies is that they can range from completely serious, like the original 1954 Godzilla, or Gojira, to just wacky. You know, practically anything in the Showa era. If you've never experienced a Godzilla film, do yourself a favor and check some out. Whether it's the original Japanese release, the 90s movie that thought it was Jurassic Park, or the newer MonsterVerse kaiju films with King Kong, they're all fun, ridiculous in a good way flicks. Many of the Godzilla movies are available on HBO Max, so feel free to stream away. Now, I haven't seen them all, but I have made quite the dent, and I am looking forward to seeing the ones I have yet to see. Hopefully, there will be the list of things that are the ones I've seen, because I made that, so hopefully it goes up here somewhere.
15.
I drove to Tampa a lot. Tampa is my hometown. I was born there, I grew up there. More importantly, my girlfriend and my mom both live in Tampa. Whenever I want to visit my mom, I go to Tampa. Whenever I want to spend time with my beautiful girlfriend, I go to Tampa. I just jump on I-75 South and drive the 2-ish hours it takes to get there. Then, a day or two later, I make the trek back. I usually try to go at least once a month. I put in, you could say, a lot of miles on my car, and every one of them has been worth it to see the people I care most about.
14.
I tried a bunch of different Puerto Rican foods. Speaking of my girlfriend, she and her family are Puerto Rican. So whenever I go down to visit them, they usually cook some delicious Puerto Rican food. And oh my lord, is it good. I haven't had a single thing I haven't liked. From pastelón, which is kind of like Puerto Rican lasagna, but with plantains instead of noodles. It's probably my new favorite dish. To simple twice-fried tostones, everything I've had has been amazing. I honestly cannot wait to go with them to the island one day, because that'll be an amazing trip. And hello, I love you guys. One day I will try cooking authentic Puerto Rican food for you, and you guys can tell me how I did. Talking to my girlfriend's family, I don't think I can cook Puerto Rican food for every single one of our subscribers and viewers. That's a lot of food. Sorry.
13.
I shaved off my beard. Once. I told myself that once I got under 200 pounds that I would shave off my beard. All of it. And once I hit that 200-pound threshold, I did.
Wow.
When I posted the pics of my clean-shaven face online, it was a bit of a shock to people, especially those who had never seen me without it. The thing is, I still had and still kind of have some neck fat, so I didn't really care for it, so I grew it back ASAP. Maybe I'll try again when I get to my target weight of 170, 165. We'll see. Follow me on social media and find out.
12.
I got a new phone. Twice. If you watch some old List 25 videos, you may remember in some of them I'd occasionally pull out my Galaxy Note 8. Well, that phone got old, and it was time to swap to a new one. I decided to go with the Note 20 Ultra. Although it was an amazing phone, it turns out it wasn't exactly durable. One day, when hanging out at Disney Springs, it fell out of my pocket and hit the ground, shattering not only the front glass, but the camera housing as well in the back. Yeah, I probably should have had a case, but I couldn't find one that I actually liked. Now, I am a proud owner of a Galaxy Flip 3. I would show it to you, but it's what I'm using to film this right now. So, well, the flip phones are back, baby! And yes, I used to own a Razr, so this one is perfect. Actually, I still have my Razr somewhere. I don't know where it is, but I still have it.
11,
I started reading on my new Kindle. It's been a while since I've read anything other than a tabletop RPG book or comics, so I decided to purchase a Kindle Oasis right here and get to reading more. I also mixed in the occasional audiobook during work, and audiobooks are absolutely reading material. They count. They're books. Just because you didn't read it, you still took in the information. According to Goodreads, in 2021, I read 61 books with a total of 10,423 pages. I'm currently reading The Lost World, which you can see here. The Lost World. Harry Potter and the Cursed Child. I know, but I love Harry Potter and I kind of want to know the whole story. And also The Secret by Rhonda Byrne. What are you currently reading? Let us know in the comments below and, let me know. I'm always looking for good recommendations.
10,
I went to a comic convention. While filming content for OK Thank You, we made a trip to Ancient CityCon in St. Augustine, Florida. While there, we got to interview a bunch of cool people, see tons of cool merch, meet some amazing writers and artists, and see incredible cosplayers. We just had an overall amazing time walking the show floor. At one point, I even got to watch the actor who was the voice of Courage the Cowardly Dog get a bit angry at someone for some reason. He was down the way, so I didn't quite catch it. Well, if you've never been to a convention, you absolutely should go sometime. They really do seem to have something for everyone, and all the people there have a great time. I highly recommend it.
9,
I said goodbye to a lovely pup. Unfortunately, not everything on this list can be something good, productive, or even happy. My girlfriend's Yorkie, Stella, passed away in October. She was such a sweet pup, and she was actually the first of her 3 dogs that I met. I will absolutely admit that the week after she was gone, there were a lot of tears. I'm trying now, but a lot of ugly crying, and I miss her terribly. I did do a little memoriam on my Instagram if you'd like to check that out, and I honestly wish you guys could have all met her. She was so sweet and so lovely and so goofy, and I miss you, Stella, terribly. A lot. Well, that was harder than I thought it'd be. 6 months later. 7.
8,
I got a drone. Back to the happy stuff. You all remember Juan, right? Of course you do. Well, a few years ago, he purchased a DJI Phantom 4, and it was awesome. Ever since I saw him with it, I wanted one. So, towards the beginning of the pandemic, I got myself a DJI Mavic 2. There we are, DJI Mavic 2. It's actually more compact than the Phantom, which makes it easier to fly. And I actually keep it in a special backpack here. It's a drone backpack because you never know when you might want to fly. So, you can get some good footage with this. It's amazing. And another cool part of the story is that technically, I'm a pilot, Because the Mavic Air 2 is above the weight limit for drones, it has to be registered with the FAA. And you actually have to get a drone pilot license to operate it, so that's cool too. These are some bumpers so I don't bump into things, so has a little bit of a bigger footprint right now, but it can fold completely down. I just can't. I don't want to take these off right now. But it's awesome. Get a drone.
7,
I have been hanging with some amazing pups. I mentioned my girlfriend's dog Stella, but I didn't mention the other 2, Picasso, or Pika, and Bella, a miniature Schnauzer and Chihuahua respectively. They are so awesome and goofy. Seriously, I don't know why they do the things they do sometimes, but it's amazingly adorable. Bella likes to be begged to be lifted up into bed, which is actually, that's my fault, because she never used to do that because she wasn't allowed on the bed before, but I just kept picking her up and putting her in bed and letting her snuggle, and then now she is kind of addicted to it, so sorry, honey. And she also loves attacking brooms and Swiffers, so now cleaning is really fun. Picasso, or like I mentioned, we call him Pika, is my new bestest buddy. He loves to chill in the shower randomly, probably because the tile's cold. He climbs up on the pillows and he runs and jumps onto the bed, but if he misses and just slams into the side, he'll look at you like it's somehow your fault. And also my girlfriend got me a Pika pillow, so this is Picasso. He's amazing. Like most dogs, they both go crazy for snacks. They also like to bark to, you know, protect us, but Pika's scared of his own farts, so do with that what you will. Sorry, buddy.
6,
I started DoorDashing. Like a lot of people, I was furloughed from my job for a bit at the beginning of the pandemic. During that time, I started doing DoorDash. It's actually been kind of fun. I don't do it all the time anymore, but when I need extra cash or just want to get out of the house and feel productive for a while on the weekend, I jump in the car and drive for a shift or two. Sometimes it's nice to just drive around town listening to music or podcasts or, you know, and making people's day by getting food to them. I've even streamed while I've done it a couple of shifts, and so that was pretty cool. Maybe you guys caught it.
5,
I started cooking for myself more. Being home so much at the start of the pandemic, I started to realize how much I ate out. Trust me, it was way too much. Aside from not being great for my diet goals or, you know, health in general, buying takeout or hitting the drive-thru can get expensive. Even though it can be better for health reasons, living alone makes it difficult to cook most dishes. I don't want to buy too many groceries and then let them go to waste since I'm only one person in the house. And boy howdy, can I tell you about all the times I bought special ingredients for a recipe and then by the time I need to use them, they've gone bad. But anyway, I've been trying to cook more instead of going out to lunch during work or dinner later after my shift is over. So, well, what's your favorite thing to cook? More, let me know in the comments below. I'll probably say that a couple more times. We'll see.
4,
Dealing with account issues. For some reason, both my Facebook and Microsoft accounts have been suspended or deactivated, and I don't know why. My Facebook account says it's a temporary ban, but then it tells me your account can be accessed again in such and such number of days. And guess what? I did the math. It's 53 years from now. So yeah, technically that's temporary because I guess it ends at some point. Here's the thing. Facebook has no customer service, so I can't speak to anyone to get it resolved. My only guess is that there was a scammer who messaged me and I started to waste their time because, you know, I didn't want them scamming anyone else. So I said something they didn't like. I asked him to start a snorkel business or whatever. Anyway, he said he was going to report me, and the next day, banned. We don't talk about Bruno. With Microsoft, it's a bit more infuriating because they do have customer service and they can see why I was banned, but they aren't allowed to tell me? They just keep sending me the terms of service and telling me that it was a severe breach of terms of service, but I can't see any of the ones that I broke. No, they keep sending it to me. I didn't break any of those. So if you've been trying to message me on Facebook or Xbox or whatever, and I haven't replied, well, now you know why.
3,
I watched my hometown of Tampa Bay transform into Champa Bay. So, to say that I'm a huge Tampa Bay sports fan would be a bit of an understatement. As I mentioned earlier, I was born and raised in Tampa. It was my mom who got me into sports, especially the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. If any of you know about sports, you'll know that Tampa has had a history of bad teams. Like, seriously bad teams. Yes, the Bucs won the Super Bowl in 2002, and the Lightning won the Stanley Cup in 2004, and the Rays made it to the World Series in 2008. But other than that, it's been a struggle to be a Tampa fan. It's a Bucks life, am I right? But recently, we turned Tampa Bay into Champa Bay. The Lightning won consecutive Stanley Cups in 2020 and 2021, hopefully going for a third this year. We are currently 2-2 with the Leafs, but hopefully we beat them and go on, whatever. And the Bucks won Super Bowl 55. Tom Brady, baby. Woo! The Rays. I don't have a Rays jersey. I absolutely need one. Looking at getting one. But anyway, the Rays won the American League pennant, taking them to the World Series, even though they didn't win. Damn you, LA Dodgers. But anyway, this was all done in the same year. And of course, 2020 was going to be Tampa's year because nobody could go to the games, and we'd been playing in front of no fans for years. Love my Tampa sports.
2,
I learned how to video edit so I can start working on my personal channel, and I designed my own logo from scratch. As you may be well aware, I am a huge Disney fan. More on that later. I also love entertaining all of you on YouTube, so I thought, why not combine the two passions and create a Disney YouTube channel? So that's exactly what I did. The channel is called Diz-ME Life. It's a pun off of Disney and my initials, M-E, and the word me. As of the filming of this list, I haven't put out my first video yet, but I am in the process of editing it. I am very, very new to editing, and it's taking me a while to get it right, but please go ahead and subscribe so you'll be notified when the first videos get uploaded, and start coming out. I plan to have a mix of vlogs, give some peeks behind the scenes to explain how rides and attractions work, interviews with cast members and other Disney fans, do some park walkthroughs, and whatever other cool ideas I can come up with. I have big plans for this channel, and I hope to grow it into something special. And since every channel needs a logo, I decided to design mine from scratch. It took a few months for me to get it right, to turn it into what I had envisioned in my head, but I love it. And I may tweak it in the future, but for now, it's perfect. To me.
1,
I spent a lot of time at Disney World. And I mean a lot. I am an annual pass holder, and have been ever since 2017. Living only 2 hours away from the resort, I can just wake up some days and say to myself, I feel like going to Disney. And then I do. It's nice to be able to walk into a park and do whatever I feel like doing and leave without spending a dime if I don't want to. I mean, I usually grab something to eat while I'm there, but theoretically, I could go and never spend a single cent. Unfortunately, being able to go on a whim has changed right now due to their new reservation system, but I tend to go down about, twice a month or so. My dad is the one who got me into Disney as a kid, since they were a big client of his. Later, after he passed, my mom would take me and one of my friends to Disney for my birthdays. Walt Disney World has always been a part of my life, and some people may see that as childish. Some people use the term Disney adults as an insult, but it truly is my happy place. I could just go for a day by myself and sit around watching people while relaxing. The cast members are always really nice. The attention to detail is amazing. I truly love being there. And I think Disney at night is the greatest thing ever. And Epcot is the best park. Yeah, I said it. Fight me. So, what have you been up to these past 2 years? Let me know in the comments below, or shoot me your answers on my social media. Links in the description below. And to very loosely paraphrase Han Solo from The Force Awakens, it's good to be home. Yeah, I know, Han says, Chewie, we're home, but you know what? Mine fits better here, so let me have this. I'm gonna go drink out of my space mountain. Bye.
Be sure to click that subscribe button and the notification bell so you don't miss out on new videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Share them with your friends and help us consistently conciliate curiosity. And if you want even more lists, check out these videos here, or just head to our website at list25.com.